Welcome back to another IU Film Room. This is Tony Adrania at Coach Adrania on Twitter. Back here with another breakdown of the IU basketball team. Today we're going to break down the Indiana-Western Illinois matchup. It was November the 5th, IU's first regular season game. Got to see a lot of newcomers in their first official game, even though we saw them play in the exhibition against Gannon. In this breakdown, we're going to go over some IU offensive sets, some clips, some baseline out of bounds, some defensive things that I saw. And we want to just kind of dive right into this. First off, though, I do want to say thanks. I appreciate all the feedback on the first video against Gannon, trying to make these things better and better. The second thing I'm trying to figure out how to do well is to be able to draw on these videos to show you where guys are going to go, rather than just using my mouse pointer. But for the time being, you're stuck with my mouse pointer and my voiceover analysis. So take that as you will. But the first clip here is a baseline out of bounds play. IU was actually losing by 3 at this point. I think it was Western Illinois' biggest advantage they had the whole game. IU needed a bucket. It's actually Trayce Jackson-Davis's first bucket of his IU career. As I've noted in previous videos, IU starts 4 low in almost all their baseline out of bounds plays. This particular baseline out of bounds play, it's basically going to end up in a quick swing to Aljamain Durham, and it's going to end up in a flex cut from Trayce Jackson-Davis. Flex, the most basic, simple offense you learn when you're like third grade basketball. IU runs it, and they're running it to get buckets. So we'll let this play here. Ball gets swung around to Aljamain Durham. Ball goes to Trayce. Trayce puts in 2. Now, one thing I do want to note here with Trayce, as you can see, he's turning over his right shoulder. I think in Big Ten games, and as teams get more film on him, they're going to try to take away that right shoulder. But in this play, nonetheless, ball gets swung around. Nice flex screen. Trayce goes over that right shoulder. Bucket. So as I noted, IU is going to run most of their baseline out of bounds plays from a 4 low set. And we see this particular play twice throughout the game. It's basically just a screen the screener set. And so we'll kind of walk through it here. And what I mean by screen the screener is that Al Durham is going to set this screen on Joey Brunk to try to free him up. If he can get that screen right there for Joey, great. They're going to hit Joey. He's going to get 2 points. But Al's setting that screen there in hopes that his man has to take away Joey. And then Race Thompson is going to screen Al Durham's man to free up Al Durham for a possible corner 3. The one thing I do want to note, and we'll see it in the next time IU runs this, is that rather than this guy helping off, a lot of teams are going to take this guy here that's guarding the corner shooter, and they're going to try to take him to take away Brunk. So as we see here, Western Illinois does a pretty nice job of guarding it. Indiana gets the ball in. Next time IU runs this, they've got Trayce, they've got Joey, they've got Al Durham. Trayce is going to act like he's getting the ball. Al Durham's going to set this screen. And I actually think Trayce pops open here, but this guy right here, he tries to take away Trayce just enough, and we'll see what happens. Screen the screener action. Justin Smith wide open in the corner. Bucket. As you can see, this guy right here, he gets his hand in there in the cookie jar there trying to take away Trayce underneath. And look, that's a solid 15 to 18 feet between he and Justin Smith. Now, Justin Smith, he's not really recognized as a shooter, but he does a nice job of stepping into this one. And IU gets 3 points off of another baseline out of bounds play. The next play we're going to dive into is this set that IU ran against Gannon, that we actually broke down on the last video, that basically results in a cross screen. Defender has to help. In this play here, it results in a 3-pointer for Damezi Anderson against Gannon. So Archie seems to really like this set. So this is the first real offensive set that IU ran against Western Illinois. They had some things happen in transition, so they finally set up in the half court. And here's what we see. We see Trayce set a ball screen and that cross screen for Brunk. Armaan Franklin gets the ball. He finds a cutting Aljamain Durham to the corner, and it's a bucket. So what we want to look at here is, we've noted it, this cross screen here can pop Brunk open if this guy doesn't help, as long as Armaan Franklin sets a good screen. And then Trayce is coming down here to screen Armaan's man to free him up on a pin down screen. We see Armand's man help. Trace didn't do a very good job of setting a screen here on number 10. Otherwise, Armand probably catches that ball, rips to the bucket, or gets a jump shot off there. Anyway, he gets the ball. He does a nice job of driving to the baseline. Al Durham notices his guy turns his back on him, so he floats to the corner to create a passing angle for Armaan Franklin. And what that results in is Armand with a great assist to Durham for a three. So in the second half, IU comes out here and they run this exact same play to the other side of the floor. And what we see is, we see the ball screen here. We see a great screen by Justin Smith that frees Joey Brunk up. Joey Brunk's wide open. He gets fouled. Probably wishes he made that on an and one. So if we see that play one more time here, we see as they come off the ball screen, Armand finds Joey. He gets fouled. He gets 2 shots. The next play we're going to look at is a diagonal screen play that IU ran 3 different times, or a variation of 3 different times, each time for either a bucket or a guy getting fouled on a shot and getting 2 free throws. It's a simple action. So as we see, Phinisee going to set a diagonal screen here for Trace, and then he's going to receive a down screen. So we saw him set the diagonal screen. His man has to help, and then he's basically receiving a screen. So it's a screen-to-screener action. He gets the ball at the top of the key. Now Justin Smith is going to set a ball screen. You've got Trace that is sealing his man on his backside. You've got a good shooter in the corner that's spacing the floor so his man can't just help in the middle of the paint. And what we see here is Justin Smith sets a nice screen for Phinisee. He's got a nice hesitation move. He drives to the rim and gets 2. Second half, IU runs this play again. It's going to be with Al Durham. Throws to Hunter. And then we see Armaan Franklin is going to come set this diagonal screen now to Hunter. Armand sets a nice screen. Hunter's open in the post and the block. He makes a nice move. He gets fouled 2 shots. IU runs this play just a few minutes later. See Damezi sets a great screen here on Hunter. Hunter's already got his man beat. You can see it right here. He's already got him on his hip. This guy doesn't help at all because he knows Damezi will eventually receive a down screen from Brunk. So what ultimately happens is Hunter beats his man. He gets a nice pass. He scores 2. This next play we're going to dive into is a play that IU ran in the first half after they had started getting a little bit of momentum on Western Illinois. And I really like this play because it's constant movement from everybody that's off the ball. It's not just one guy dribbling, everybody else watching. And ultimately what it results in is a dunk for Justin Smith because the movement of IU's offense had Western Illinois' defense confused, as we can see here. Starts with a simple pin down. I want you to watch Justin Smith. He's in constant movement here. He comes up and sets a screen. His man shows. It's a lob for Smith. Now, as we slow this down a little bit, we see Trace is going to set a ball screen here, and he's going to roll to the basket. Justin Smith, this is a common action. Usually when a guy rolls, it's called roll replace. So Trace rolls, Justin Smith replaces him, but instead of replacing him at the top of the key and getting a reversal or something of that sort, Justin Smith is moving straight into a ball screen. So we see Trace set the ball screen. And now we're going to see, as I said, we're going to see a replace action from Justin Smith, but he's going to set a ball screen here. And what I really like about this is that Smith goes and sets this ball screen. His man shows. Not very well, but he shows. He kind of gets his feet caught in cement. As I said, everybody's been moving, so this guy over here in the corner gets caught watching. This is actually his responsibility to take away the roll here when his man shows, but he's caught watching. He's way late, and it ends up in a lob for Justin Smith. On this offensive set, IU runs it their first set of the second half. They must have seen something in the first half that showed them that they could do this. Regardless, what it basically ends up in is a clear out for Justin Smith. And I really like the action that Archie ran because it was kind of a flare screen, kind of a ball screen, getting Justin Smith downhill with nobody else on that side of the floor. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. So I want you to pause and look here. 1, 2, 3, 4 has the ball. Justin Smith's about to be at the top of the key. He's about to catch this pass here with literally nobody else on that side of the floor. Brunk sets a little flare screen here, so that way Justin Smith, he's catching this ball going downhill. Nobody's within 5 feet of him. This guy he's not helping his man out at all. And really, Western Illinois was in no man's land. There was no way they were stopping Justin Smith once he starts going downhill here. Just run that back one more time for you just to show you what I'm talking about here. Nice screen by Brunk. Nice little flare screen, get Smith going downhill. 2 points. One last thing here I want to talk about from an offensive set standpoint from IU last night was a play I saw Joey Brunk made that I thought was really heady, opened up a driving lane for Armaan Franklin and really gave Western Illinois no opportunity to be able to guard it. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So Trey sets his ball screen here. Armaan's got a pretty good driving lane, but this guy could step over and help. So what Brunk does is he puts his butt in here, kind of fake posts him up, even though he has no desire to get the ball here. He's basically just sealing his man, setting a screen, creating a nice lane here for Armaan Franklin to get to the rim. That's just a heads-up play from Brunk and just a veteran move. That's a guy who's played college basketball and understands it and does a really nice job there. I want to move to the defensive side of the ball now and show you a couple things that I noticed from last night. And really, an overarching theme of this team is going to have to be that their identity is on the defensive end. I thought IU did a really, really nice job defensively yesterday. They were on their assignments. Now it's November, so there's certainly some things to clean up, and we'll see a couple of those. But one thing that I thought was really, really strong was IU's denials one pass away. And what a denial is you're trying to get your outside hand up into a passing lane so that if the offense happens to throw the ball to the guy you're guarding, you're able to stick that outside hand up and get your hand on it and get a steal. And in both of these clips here that we're about to see, IU really does a nice job of denying with the proper hand. They're not denying with their inside hand. They deny with the outside hand. They get that around, and they get 2 steals and 2 dunks because of it. Nice denial there from Justin Smith. As I said, he gets it with the outside hand, dunk for 2 points. Another one right here. This one's from Hunter. Outside hand denial. He gets the ball. He's in there. Not a dunk, but 2 points nonetheless. Really nice job on the denial side of things from IU last night that resulted in some easy buckets. So from last week's game, I broke down this clip and I showed you where Armaan Franklin made a mistake, a defensive mistake, where this guy right here is coming off a double screen to the top of the key. What IU wants to do when a guy is coming off those is they want to actually get on this guy's hip here. It's called lock and trail him off of this double screen and try to push him to the top of the key and push him out. Now, some people will say, well, what if he curls? That then becomes Deron Davis's job to take away the curl. So what we see here is this guy comes off this double screen. Armaan Franklin, he may have been taught this in high school. Some coaches teach it different ways, but he tries to shoot the gap up the middle. This guy does a really nice job of flaring. And what happens is 2 points. So let's look at last night. Armaan Franklin is almost in this exact same situation. Double screen's coming. Armaan Franklin does exactly what IU wants him to do now. He gets on that hip. He pushes him to the top of the key. Brunk did a nice job taking away the curl. So as we saw from the last clip, Armaan's guy caught the ball right here in the wing, had one dribble and a layup. Now Armaan has trailed his guy, pushed him way up high, caught the ball 30 feet from the basket. Armaan's in great defensive position, and Western Illinois doesn't have anything there. Another clip on the defensive end, or it's actually another couple clips that show you how IU guards ball screens, and Armaan Franklin doing it exactly how Archie Miller wants the first time, and then Armaan Franklin making a mistake, and probably a freshman mistake, and something that he'll have cleaned up very shortly on the second clip, resulting in a layup. So as we get into it, the way IU guards ball screens is that they want their big to hard hedge or high hedge and until the guard gets back. So what that means is for a second, you're going to see Deron Davis here. Because he hedges out hard, there's no way he's going to be able to stay with his man for that time being. And this man right now is not his responsibility. Well, Armaan Franklin is called the tag man. And basically they call him the tag man because you're basically supposed to tag the guy that rolls, touch him. You're supposed to be within arm's length and be able to touch him and help out the guy guarding him until he can recover. As you see, Armaan Franklin literally tags that guy, touches him. Deron Davis gets back, and Western Illinois doesn't have anything. Now in the second half, we're going to see Western Illinois run this little ball screen here. Joey Brunk hedges hard. Armaan Franklin is the tag guy. He gets caught watching his man in the corner, and what happens here is that Armaan Franklin is late. Western Illinois gets the ball, 2 points. So Armaan Franklin does it correctly once. Western Illinois doesn't have anything to do. Armaan Franklin is half a step late the second time, and it results in 2 points. Last thing I want to talk about is IU's transition offense. I thought that it was really good. I thought it's been good in both their games. I feel like IU is really trying to push the pace. This first clip here, I thought Brunk did a really nice job of sealing. And something that was an overarching theme last night was IU's post feeds. They did a really nice job of feeding the post. This was no different as Brunk made a nice seal. Phinisee made a nice pass, and Brunk got in too. And this was all in transition, which was great to see. Next time down the floor, Armaan Franklin. I can't say enough about how well this kid has played. He's been put in a position where he's kind of playing a position he hasn't played a ton of, or not hasn't played a ton of, but he's more of a wing and having to play a lot of one right now. And he's doing excellent at it. 8 assists, no turnovers last night. Not bad for your IU debut. But he pushes the ball up the floor very quickly here in transition. Does a nice job. I mean, that's the only place he could have put that ball. Got 2 defenders on him. Both IU's bigs beat their guys down the floor. Ball goes to Justin Smith. Easy 2 points. Then this clip right here with Robert Phinisee, he pushes the ball up the floor. And this clip right here shows me that Archie Miller has all the trust in the world in Rob Phinisee, and that Rob Phinisee kind of has that green light. Because Rob Phinisee takes the ball up the floor. It never leaves his hands. He gets a ball screen, and he's putting it up for 3. That tells me that kid's got the green light. Archie Miller must really, really like what he sees from Phinisee to give him that window of opportunity. Phinisee, of course, knocks it down for 3. So that's all we've got today for this edition of the IU Film Room, Indiana versus Western Illinois. As always, please let me know what you liked, disliked, if you want me to break anything in particular down. Just hoping to make these things as informative and helpful and just a good piece of content overall for IU basketball fans. So until next time, I'm Tony Adrania. Thanks for watching.